By the way, were you close to your pops? Were you guys close?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's my dad.
Like
We fought
friends.
like cats and dogs. He used to tell people I had to name first, right? Cuba Gooding Jr., Cuba Gooding Sr. I don't know how to put senior. I'm Cuba Gooding. I have to name first. All right, Dad.
Would he even like it right now when you're in the car and radio or you're somewhere the song plays? Do you go anywhere?
Oh, man. I mean, I'm not going to get emotional, but there's this song that he sings. Don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing, mama, 'cause I'll be standing on the side when you check it out. And when I hear that song, I put the song in my playlist. And it every once in a while, I'm going through something dark, and the song comes on the radio. And I go, thanks, Dad. I'm telling you. Any bad thing, bad press thing happens or something, I read it, and all of a sudden, I'm in my car driving, and that song, boom, dum, 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 and I go, thanks, Dad. There he is. I'm telling you, I connected with him in death more than I did in life, and now, and it's so funny, 'cause I'll be standing on the side when you're checking out. Well, when I die? No, but I think it's 'cause whenever anything's there. He's standing there, he's standing there, he's standing there. Yeah, I believe that, man. Yeah.
There's a song that I listen to, Papa. And if I listen to this song, Papa, I think it's by Paul Anka. If I listen to the lyrics, man, I'm gone.
Yeah.
And I can play this.
Takes you there. But, okay, but my dad's voice.
I know.
Do you understand?
I know. That's what I'm saying. So this is a song
I hear his voice singing that song.
Do you try to avoid
saying,
hearing the song?
Don't you worry about the thing. No, I just know when even I'm going to go do something. Like I had a big interview, a big 2-hour interview last week, and I got in the car, turned it on, bing, I was like, oh, there he is. There you go.
Does it take you to a happy place?
Yes, yeah. Every time. Yeah.
Was he your call? Like when you're going through tough times and you need somebody to just kind of lift you up, was he your call?
No, you don't listen. You're an interview. You don't pay attention. I told you when he died is when I got close to him.
Got it.
And my dad was old school. Remember, from the Harlem. Grew up that way. He grew up a street guy. Everywhere he laid his hat was his home type guy. So everything was a hustle with him. And then when he passed away, the community, especially in New York City, they came and said, "We got you now." And so now I got that community as my support system.
Let me ask you. For me, I wrote a book called Choose Your Enemies Wisely.
Yeah. And
I'm talking to Brady, and one of the things I said to him, I said, anybody that I see that somehow, some way makes it to a high level that is able to tolerate the kind of pain you need to get to that level has 3 things in common. They have experienced unconditional love from one person. You need one person to give you unconditional love, right? The other thing is you need somebody that no matter how much you ever do, you will never win them over.
That's right.
That person, no matter how many Oscars you win, no matter how much money you make, no matter how, sports, accolades, everything. And you need to choose your enemies wisely because the right enemies will drive you, the wrong ones will destroy you.
That's right.
Those 3.
The Iagos will destroy you.
Right. Was your father the one that, was it an element while he was alive?
100%.
Nothing was ever enough? Was it kind of like a...
Okay, so I'll tell you a quick story. So I was, which will bring us to the firing squad, which is funny enough. My dad would say to me all the time, "You're not a singer. You can't sing. You're not a singer. You can't sing." Right? So even happy birthday was hard for me. Happy birthday. Because I was always insecure about my voice. So he passes away, right? And my reps call me and they say, "Okay, so we got an offer. So have you heard of the musical Chicago?" I said, "Of course." He says, "So they've offered you to reinstate it." This is right before the pandemic, the year before the pandemic. So 17, 18. They're going to do it on the West End stage in London. And I went, "But I can't sing." And my agent, of course, remember this agent, "Oh, don't worry about it. You don't sing, you what do you say? You talk the words. Is everybody here? Is everybody here?" It's like that thing. So I go, "Well, if they'll give me a vocal coach for at least 3 months, then I'll do it. So in walks Eric Vitro into my life. And 3 months becomes 6 months, 6 months becomes 9 months. And then I go on a plane to London. And I step on that West End stage after 3 additional months, so probably a total of a year. And I wind up doing 8 shows a week, 6 days a week for 5 months playing Billy Flynn. And I'm telling you, I don't know who that was. It had to be my father. I flew back to the States. I do it for another 6 months on Broadway and another 6 months on Broadway playing Billy Flynn in Chicago. And before all of this, Tim Shea, writer, producer, director of Firing Squad, offered me a movie called Freedom, which I did in the mid-2000s. And it's a slave picture. And he says at the end of the movie, the last scene, because they do the director, I think it was Vincent Ward directed, I can't remember. No, not Vincent Ward, he did What Dreams May Come. But he says, you're finally going to find redemption. You're by this, the people, you've finally made it to the North, and you got all these slaves, and you got handlers, and I just want you to sing Amazing Grace. I go, excuse me? Now remember, this was years before Chicago or anything. He goes, I just want you to sing Amazing Grace. I go, what do I say? I don't know the words. And he goes, don't worry, we're going to have the words on cue cards. And sure enough, I come out of the trailer, I come into this river bank with all of these extras, 200 people, slaves, horses, and everything, and big cue cards. Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. I was lost and now I'm found. And Amazing Grace. And it's almost like, the moment it reminded me of A Few Good Men. Like, here I am back on this thing. I can see the actors looking at me going, this boy ain't supposed to be doing this. We finished that day of filming. I go into the sound editing room. The director has me in there. He's got a vocal thing. They're trying to get me to sing it. They're doing all the tricks with the whatever. The movie comes and goes. Fast forward to last year. Tim Shea calls me and says, I got this script. It's a true story about 3 Americans who are overseas. They got mixed up in drugs, and they're put to death via firing squad. I want you to play one of the prisoners. I said, well, all right, Tim, send me a script. I'm going to read it. And I read it, and I break down. I'm crying. Because the way these guys did it is they sing Amazing Grace with guns in their face. But this time I can sing, baby.
When you were performing, was it kind of like a level of safety to know the insecurity was gone because he's not here? Or was it more like, I'm going to show you that I can sing? What was it like for you to know now performing without him saying, you can't sing, stop singing, you don't have a voice, stop singing?
I always have a laugh that's always boisterous. I always sing along loud, or if I need to get attention, I laugh. And so when I finally, what I say to people, let go, let God, I didn't have any more tension in my diaphragm.
Yeah.
So when that note hit in the Broadway play, Eric would just keep saying, I need you to relax. You got to let it go. Both reach for the gun. Stop. And I literally, and at one point, it finally, it was one of those things where my body was like, relax. And I think that was my dad. Both reach for the gun. And on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And he looked at me on the thing, and I'm sorry I blew your ears. I apologize. I hope you knew that was coming. But he on the piano, and he goes, there's your voice. And I believe that release, that personal tension, soul release, opened up what I always had.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.